I don't believe in dementia. My grandma has dementia. Um, I've been thinking about it a lot, trying to reflect historically from what we know, you know, what's recorded. Like, why is it so rampant? It's like, well, I'm probably going to piss a bunch of people off. I'm not trying to offend anybody. If anything, it should be the opposite effect, but I don't believe in autism either. Because if there's a spectrum, we're all on it. That's not how it works. You can't just, like, pick and choose. And, somebody who just processes things different than you may be better at other things than you, meaning they're not less than you. I don't know. That's not the meaning of this video. I want you to know there's something going on with this dementia. It's not right. It's not right. I've also failed my grandmother. She's going into a home, an old folks home. I never, ever in my whole entire existence imagined that would happen. So, what are your thoughts on my grandma having to go to a home? She's got willing and able. She's got 5 living children. She was living with one of her children that is an RN. But, look, it's all complicated. Basically, there's people that are involved that are overseeing from a distance and managing. It's all about the freaking fiat, dude. So, but they wouldn't let me take care of my grandma if I wanted to. Well, I already tried. It wasn't really a good time anyways, but I already tried, and everybody was like, not gonna happen. And I'm like, I'll change my whole life. Like, she's just got a little bit left in her, so I'll change my whole life to take care of my grandma. And they're like, you don't know what you're... I'm like, yeah, I gotta wipe her ass, everything. I'll do it all. It's my grandma. My grandma, she raised me pretty much. So I never let anybody raise me, to be honest. Like, I was the worst. But I know less now than I did when I was younger. I know dementia is a crocket. Beep, 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 beep. It's not true. It's not true. It's a adverse reaction to something that they've been just routinely feeding to us or putting in our stuff we use. Probably something to do with deodorant, perfume, shampoo, conditioner, body wash, all this stuff. It's terrible stuff. What's causing dementia? This is like, these are like new world problems. New world problems. What is dementia? It's not what they say it is. It's not right. It ain't right. Like, something ain't right. It's not clicking in my head. Doesn't make sense. It's just like getting a little too far into the psychology field with this whole dementia. Like, something ain't right. I don't believe it. Something's not right. So, like, problems of the mind are a lot harder to prove. Like, there's a lot of conjecture. And I've had a hard day, okay? I just spent 4 hours in the hospital because my daughter has had a cough for a couple weeks. I already had taken her in to get her checked, which, I despise it, but I'm not a doctor, so she was fine 2 weeks ago. Still has like a little bit of a cough, but she said, oh, my lungs and my back hurt. So I was like, going to the hospital. Let's just make sure you don't have pneumonia. So 4 hours later, she's clear. She really didn't want to go to school today. It's Monday. And like, I can kind of tell when my daughter's acting. Like, she's a good actress, but, you know, moms always know. But it's like, on about hour 3, I started looking at her sideways. Like, I swear, you better have something wrong with you. I'm just kidding. But yeah, it's been a hellish day. But also, my grandma's been ill, and you know, we've known she's had dementia for a while, but you know, with like, I'm not even gonna name the stars names that are all coming down with this like super weird dementia, and like, you know, whatever is in, whatever's the fad of the day. You know, right now it's dementia. Well, it's all a bunch of bullshit, and if they want to keep bringing attention to it, then eventually I'm going to figure it out, because there's something to be said about the brain, you know? A brain surgeon can fix your brain in certain ways as a tech would fix a computer, you know, but there's so much that they don't know about the brain. And I don't know if they'll ever know with their science. And this dementia, you know, it's just as mysterious as psychological conditions, which I'm probably going to piss a bunch of people off again. I don't believe in them either. Like, there's like one thing that I don't know. I wouldn't say like, you know, if I say I believe in something, then I just don't even know what I'm talking about, because belief is a lack of knowledge. You either know or you don't know. So, I don't know, but I do know that, you know, if science could explain dementia, then they would be able to fix it. If they would do a long-term study on all the chemicals they're always using, which I'm sure people are doing, but they're not getting to the public, then we might find a different source of the problem. I think the best computer in the world is our brain. Like, my brain started working in really weird ways because I started imagining a filing cabinet inside my head. All of a sudden, I could remember things that I never could before, and you know, what are they doing with this dementia? What are they doing to our people? You know, not that all of us care with all these old folks' homes everywhere. It's like, what do people care anymore? Oh, they got dementia? Good. They won't remember me? Good. That's good. I bet that's how people are. Bastards. I feel very hurt. I'm not hurt that my grandma doesn't remember who I am when I see her. It's not about that. It's that she plays with the ball of yarn. Like, my mom or my grandma was like the crochet queen of my world. I still have a hoodie she crocheted me. And now, like, she just messes with a ball of jumbled yarn. And I'm going to piss a bunch of people off again when I say this. I hope she's able to pass naturally when it's her time to go. And I hope they don't prolong her life more than it was meant to be. And I think that's so common these days. People don't realize what they're doing. But modern medicine is not all it's cracked up to be. And I'll be damned if they know what the hell they're talking about, okay? Honestly. And it's either they don't know what they're talking about, or here's the worst part. They do. And they're bought out by these pharmaceutical kingpins that, you know. Oh, God. Ugh. Do your homework. Do some research. Actually, go to Goodwill. Go to the book section and just start buying up some medical books, okay? Because you're going to find a whole bunch, because there was like this new wave of natural medicine going around in, like, I don't know, maybe 70s, I would say. I wasn't alive, I don't know, but I've been buying all the books up, and there's so many more options, and your insurance will cover. Just look it up. Like, okay, I don't go to the doctor for myself. I did not go to my post-op when I had my C-section with my daughter. That was the last time I went to the doctor. I'm not going unless I have an onset of symptoms that are concerning, and then I will go get blood work done. And then I will not let them bully me into anything. I will do extensive research first. And I'll probably just do it in my house with all these books I have, because, like, I have like the mainstream narrative and what they want you to believe. I have all those books. So what I didn't already know, I know what they want you to know. And so now I have like alternative theories. They're all just theories. Like, they're all just haven't turned enough of the pages, is how I look at it. Like all science, like, it's just not being perceived in alignment with reality yet. But it doesn't mean it's impossible. But if we let modern medicine filibuster us into this empty existence that will never end, they'll always come out with more ways to make you live longer for no effing reason. I'm not in a good mood. But listen, look into dementia. Anybody who has anything to say about dementia, please put it in the comments. Please talk to me about this. I'm trying to figure it out. I just want to know what the chemicals are. What are these chemicals? And then, what you do, you start with your local legislation. Start with your local legislation and start putting in petitions to block the usage of these chemicals. And then you start small and then you work your way up. And that's how you get things changed in the laws. And, they're not always there to our detriment. They're there for our benefit too, if you know how to work it. I'm really fired up about this dementia stuff. But, like, I'm really fired up too about, like, us not being there for the elderly anymore. It's just so reminiscent of, like, the late 1800s from the research I've done. And it's just sickening because, well, if history repeats itself, well, I'm not really happy with where we're going.